complete and attractive meal, making dinner feel a little more special. Large bell peppers were cored, then stuffed with a mixture of cooked rice, ground beef or pork, and seasoning. To increase volume while still saving costs, the filling was often stretched by adding breadcrumbs that had been soaked in milk or water. Families with gardens often grew bell peppers specifically for this dish, helping to save on vegetable costs. Once stuffed, the peppers were slowly baked in a simple tomato sauce. Each stuffed pepper was a complete meal wrapped up. It had vegetables, grains from the rice, and protein. The aroma of tomato sauce and baked peppers spreading throughout the house signaled a hearty dinner. This dish is a symbol of thoughtfulness and maximizing resource utilization, showing the ingenuity of women in turning cheap food into a favorite meal. The true magic of beef stew lies in its ability to turn tough, cheap cuts of meat into something soft, delicious, and hearty. Instead of buying expensive steak, Grandma would buy stew meat. These were the scraps and tough, sinewy pieces of meat that butchers couldn't sell as steak. The meat was quickly seared to lock in flavor, then simmered with the cheapest vegetables like potatoes, carrots, and onions. The key to this dish was the waiting. The meat had to be slowly simmered for many hours in the stove until the tough pieces became soft and melted in the mouth. The aroma of simmering beef stew spread throughout the house on cold days, bringing a rare feeling of warmth and abundance. A pot of beef stew could feed the entire family for many days just by reheating it and serving it with rustic bread. It was the perfect combination of protein, starch, and vegetables, a simple but complete meal. Tater tot casserole is a particularly beloved dish in the American Midwest, beginning to appear and become popular in the 1950s, when frozen foods and canned soups became affordable. This dish gave a feeling of modernity and convenience while still maintaining the necessary economy. The recipe includes ground beef mixed with canned soup, usually cream of mushroom soup, and then this mixture is covered with frozen potato tots arranged in neat rows. Like many other ground meat dishes, this casserole is very economical. 1 pound of ground beef could feed up to 8 people when combined with other ingredients. Tater tot casserole became an indispensable item at community gatherings and church potlucks, to the extent that people said there were always at least 3 different versions of this casserole brought to the event. On the list of survival meals, peanut butter and jelly sandwiches might seem simple, but peanut butter was truly a cheap protein source, and most importantly, it did not spoil and did not need refrigeration. This dish fed countless children during the Great Depression. Grandma would spread a thick layer of peanut butter, then add jelly. The jelly was often made from wild berries picked in season or from the cheapest fruit available to buy. A jar of peanut butter cost about 25 cents at that time and could make dozens of sandwiches. This dish quickly provided necessary protein, fat, and carbohydrates. It was not only nutritious and cheap, but also a symbol of normalcy, a familiar food that helped children get through the lean years. Cabbage rolls are a traditional dish of the Old World, brought to America along with Eastern European immigrants. Like stuffed peppers, this was an excellent strategy to stretch a small amount of meat using starch and vegetables. Cabbage leaves were quickly dipped in hot water to soften them, making them easy to roll. The filling inside was ground meat mixed with cooked rice. During the toughest times, the filling might be mostly rice, with only a small amount of meat added for flavor and a savory feeling. The cabbage rolls were then slowly simmered in tomato sauce. This dish was not only a hearty meal that brought a cozy feeling, but also a combination of many cultures, demonstrating the resourcefulness in turning cheap vegetables into a valuable dish. In 1937, while the American economy was still reeling from the Great Depression, a revolutionary product was born: Spam. This convenient canned product quickly rose to become an indispensable staple in the kitchens of millions of families, especially during the harsh years of World War II. Spam's success did not come from delicate flavor, but from its economy and stability. In an era when refrigeration was still a luxury, or during wartime when electricity and supplies could be interrupted at any time, Spam's long shelf life turned it into a true treasure. Grandma